Hello everyone and welcome to the to cast. My name's Automo and I'll be casting this game that I said I would cast for people, and then somehow my Dota 2 had problems, so I'm gonna casting this game much later than I'd like to. Anyway, let's look at the Radiant side. We have Anyway Lose on the Invoker with that positive attitude. Jungna being played by RR Tuskar on the Q David, I think. The Killer of Gods on the Crystal Black, and lastly we have Dazzle being played by ID. Over on the dire side, we have the Team 12C being first. We have Sharpshooter on the Rubik, Magnus being played by Scorpion. Oh wait, we have an engagement here. Alright, looks like he just ran to the Juggernaut. Should be okay. Alright. Ogre Magi being played by Caramel. I like that he took level 1 Ignite. Still wondering if there's going to have engagement. Huh. A big purple creep being played by Black, and also we have Moon Ranger being played by Shano. So it looks like the Radiant are going to go for the top. Well, both teams seem like they might have engagement here. Dara might be securing both runes actually. Very difficult to take. Oh, Invoker is a bit slowed. Yeah, Ignite is very. It took Ignite and Orb of Venom, so there's a lot of damage coming out of this Ogre, and it takes about half the life of half life of the Invoker is lost. So very good job by this Ogre Magi. Top lane is going to be Bristle Mac. He has a bit of defensive items, and he's going to go Quill Spray. That's good. And the reason why I was going to talk about Ignite is that Fire Blast does 55 damage level 1. Ignite does 130 level 1. So the fact that Ogre Magi took Ignite shows that he has quite a good amount of knowledge of the hero. And up against the Faceless Void, they might be able to get this kill. I mean, I don't think they'll be able to get this kill actually, but they will be able to do quite a lot of damage. And yeah, Bristle Blast taking a ton of damage. Faceless Void not interested in helping out the Ogre McGee at all. Ogre McGee doing quite a bit of work and might actually lose the Bristle Black. Too late. I think Ogre Magi should have kept going, but he kind of chickened out at the end. Mid lane is going to be Invoker, who so far has 0 CS against the Wind Ranger, who's 1-4. Wow, 1-5. That's some great harass. Invoker does have the Null Talisman to make up for his atrocious damage, but it's not good enough against the Wind Ranger. So Wind Ranger right now winning the lane heavily, 3-5 to the 0-0 of the Invoker bottom lane. So far is going to be the try hard lane against Rubik and Magnus. Looks like Dazzle is farming pretty well in the neutral camps. Well, actually he has 0 CS, but at least he's pulling is the point, and pulling very nicely. Should he be able to kill this? Yes, he does. Alright, Tuskar taking quite a bit of damage. He has to have his Ice Shard. He's up against the Magnus and the Rubik. It's okay. Oh, Ice Shard comes out, blocks him completely, but they don't really have much damage to go with it, and that's okay. Juggernaut farming. He's 5-2. Goes for the early points. Blade Dash. I wonder if he's gonna go maxing it out. But yeah, Tusk might consider going somewhere else. This lane is going to be quite difficult for them to get a kill, and I feel. Magnus 4-0. Rubik actually has 1 CS. Okay, so it looks like the ruins have spawned. Illusion Ruin kind of useless. Bounty is much more useful. Both teams are doing a good job of warding it. Both teams warding relatively the same area. Radiant should be able to deal with this later, and let's go see what happened, because that shouldn't have happened. Looks like Magnus is going to take a spin. Oh, it's going to be who's going to fall? The Rubik. The Rubik does fall. Rubik. Not sure why he wanted to throw out the telekinesis just now, costing his life, but not a big deal really. Top lane Ogre Magi continuing to pull the creeps. That's very odd. Bloodlust is not really that useful early on. Yes, you can trade hits a bit more efficiently, but it's still better to just get more points as Fire Blast, because that's going to work way better with multicast. So I don't think you should take Bloodlust level 2. Just seems weird. I mean, isn't it better to have the stun and the ignite? I was praising this guy, saying he knows the hero well, but now I'm like, not so sure. Oh, and looks like there's a D ward going on. Yeah, the Radiant planted their ward first, so they saw the Dire planting theirs afterwards. Invoker, going for the Crosswex build. Crosswex build gonna be pretty damn useful if people are caught in an RP or a Chronosphere. So a good defensive play coming out from him. And let's look at some of the Radiant lineups. Radiant somewhat lack stuns, I'd say. They do have the snowball for stun, but it's not quite instant. They have cold snap, which is not the best, and they have Dazzle's double 4 poison touch, which is a 1-second stun after 3 seconds. So not a lot of disables coming out from the Radiant side. A good amount of slows though. There's a lot of slows coming out from them. And good sustain as well. They have the Shadow Wave, and they also have the Healing Ward. So not bad. I see it. They just lack a bit of stuns. As for the Dire side, my god, I am stuttering so much. I apologize for that. I'm not sure what's wrong with me today. The Dire side, they have a good amount of lockdown actually. They have the Rubik Lift, they have Magnus RP, they have Fire Blast, they have Faceless Void with his Chronosphere, and they have Shackle Shots. So they have a lot more abilities for stunts. They also have pretty big ultimates when you look at them. They have the armor size is pretty big from the Radiant side, but apart from that, they have anything. We might have another kill here, and looks like Rubik is gonna fall again. Rubik is 0-2. Very unfortunate for him. He's up against a pretty mobile lineup though. They do have the snowball, the ice shards, the Juggernaut spin. It doesn't care about magic immunity, so it doesn't care about being lifted or anything. So he needs to be a bit more careful. The boots pickup is gonna help him out a little. So let's look at the lanes right now. Top lane is is going very well for the Faceless Boy. He's going for a very offensive build. He's going 1 point in time walk and 3 points in time lock. So he wants to get as many bashes as he can to the Chronosphere. Mid lane is also being won by the Wind Ranger, who's gonna opt to max out Power Shot. That's gonna help her out to harass as well as do damage. Although against Invoker with 2 points in Quas, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, harass him. However, his Quas build is really backfiring on him because he only has 7 CS at this stage. 7! Hand of Midas comes out extremely fast for the Faceless Void. It's under 6 minutes, so that's a very fast Hand of Midas. After that, we have Juggernaut, is number 3. Has gone for Phase Boots, has stats, and 3 points in the Blade Fury. Oh dear, Rubik is a bit scared right now. Hits Roshan to bring him out. Maybe Roshan's gonna help him. Okay, can he put him on the cliff? He does not put him on the cliff. That's weird. And Rubik might be in a bit of trouble actually. And Rubik actually, that is some weird stuff coming out from you, Rubik. I don't know what you were doing, but all right. It's actually kind of hard to lift and put people on the cliff because you can't. Oh, by the way, Wind Ranger is doing things. When you pick up people, you cannot target the cliff. You have to target. You can't target. You have to target over here for them to go over the cliff. It's a bit confusing how it works. Either way, though, Rubik at least doesn't die to the Radiant, so it's not too big of a deal. I still think the Dire are leading in terms of gold and experience. Yeah, the last hits that are coming out are very helpful for them. Mang is doing kind of okay with last hits. 13, not so bad. Rubik stealing some for himself, and why not after all. And alright, Ogre McGee going to go for round 2 against the Bristleback. Well, more like round 14. We just haven't seen the other rounds. And okay, just decides to know. Mango with Ogre Magi gives you 4.5 HP regen. That is an insane amount of HP regen. Looks like they want to go for the Magus again. Magus can screw out of it though. Does he see them? Did he walk into them? He does, as the Arcane Boots needs to screw out of there. Maybe Ice Shards? Ice Shards? Oh, they're not gonna block him. He needs to throw them like around here. Maybe that would have helped out. And Magnus makes it out there alive. Very lucky. And let's switch over to the net worth. Net worth tells us a bit of the game. So yeah, you can see the net worth is going for the top 2 are Dire, mainly because they're winning their lane so far. Bristleback is doing very poorly against this lineup, against this Faceless Void and Ogre Magi lineup. Ogre Magi has done a lot of work to harass them out of the lane, and it shows because net worth is only 1600, whereas the Faceless Void has been farming like crazy since the game started. This is probably I think the 2nd time he's used Midas. Wind Ranger as well has really bullied the Invoker, not to the same extent though. She's 1400 gold ahead of him though. Invoker really can't farm that well against this Wind Ranger, but now that he has Phase Boot, his damage is going to increase a bit, and that's going to help him out. Rubik has a DD Ruin. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much with it though. Looks like he's rotating top. No Dire wards available, and looks like no one's really buying them either. They need to get some wars going because this lack of vision is not gonna help them. Same thing with the Radiant, they also have a lack of vision. No team buying wards at the moment. Okay, her tornado comes up, misses, and Armor Slash comes out. Okay, they do throw out the snowball. Will they keep going? Ice Shards come out, and Juggernaut. Oh, he needs to spin now if he wants to survive. He needs to spin. Surprisingly, choosing not to spin, and if he spins, he can dodge the shockwave. What an... Okay, wait. I need to go back to make sure that he didn't just... He has mana, right? He has mana. I can see it. He has mana, and he decides not to spin. Very odd choice. The Invoker is here for some reason, but we can't see him. Really? That's Invoker for the rest of the game. Tuska might fall. Will he? Okay, snowballs, and looks like Tuska does fall, but Magus isn't going to dodge the tornado. It's a 2-for-0 trade. It might be a 2-for-1 though, and looks like he's gonna be 2-for-1. Ogre Magi is gonna fall. What was up with that Juggernaut just now? He could have spun to dodge a lot of that damage, but he was like, nope, I don't want to spin. I don't know. That was some weird stuff going on. He had Omni Slash, he had Blade Fury, and for some reason he just played badly. Not sure what the hell why Invoker looks like this. Top lane. Again, the Void just doing Void things. Looks like he's gonna go for Mask of Madness. That's how you wanna build your Faceless Void if you can. Lots of attack speed with the Mask of Madness and the Mice, and a lot of time lock, so he's gonna do a lot of damage. And but Faceless Void is not very popular here right now because of the Silver Edge. A lot of his strength comes from backtrack and time lock, and Silver Edge is able to disable both of them, which is why he's just not that good. And they can make Silver Edge this game. Juggernaut is a pretty good Silver Edge maker. Tusk as well is insanely good at making Silver Edge. So two heroes that make Silver Edge against Void. I don't know how that'll work out. Nice Void coming out, a nice ward coming out here by the Ogre McGee, as they call him. What about Rubik? Rubik's still level 5. Once he reaches level 6, though, he should be a lot more useful. Rubik before 5 and Rubik before 6 and Rubik after 6 is a completely different monster. So once he gets level 6, he can steal a lot of good stuff like Viscous Nasal Goo, always good to have. Yeah, I'm not sure why we can't see Invoker though. I hope this thing gets fixed. And when he dies. And Tuskar going for Arcane Boost, probably gonna go for Guardian Greaves. Arcane Boost by itself pretty bad on Tuskar because it's nice to have mana, but it's just not that great by itself. But Guardian Greaves on Tuskar is much more understandable. However, if he's going this route, that means he might not have the Silver Edge that I was talking about. So it's up to Juggernaut to make sure they have Silver Edge to combat the Void, because if they don't get Silver Edge against a Void this fat, they're gonna have issues. Void's way ahead in net worth of everyone. Oh dear, Invoker? What's wrong, Invoker? Looks like he just walked up the wrong neighborhood. Not sure why he would go top, because Midnight's gonna be empty. Okay, Faceless Void. Did he use his Chrono already? Oh my god, what was I doing just now? Nice Shark Shot coming out, latching on the Tuskar. And Faceless Void is here, he needs to be careful because Mask Command does expire and they are able to kill the Tuskar. It's a 2-for-0 trade so far. Dazzle not choosing to grave anyone. Shark Shot comes out, she get the kill, one hit, does get the kill, 3-for-0 trade. And Bristleback might be the fourth sacrifice here. This boy needs to be careful. There's 4 of them though, so they're fine. And alright, not so bad as it could have been. Only two deaths. Sorry, 3 deaths in total. I thought maybe the Bristleback might fall as well, but Bristleback mixed up. Huh? Okay, Snowball comes out. A nice tornado here as well, EMP, and looks like the Ice Shards almost kind of blocking their own team, and Snowball's back in. Interesting move by the Rubik. Maybe not the best move though, but looks like Voice is gonna fall as well, and Mr. Ogre Magi is gonna die. Rubik. Huge RP comes out, and everyone can they kill. Booker's gonna fall. It's a 3-for-3 trade. But it looks like the Dazzle might fall as well. He needs to heal himself or something. He does heal, but not enough to keep him alive. And it's a 4-for-3 trade. Juggernaut still not choosing to help out his team. He could sell the Mango and get a TP scroll and help his team, but why go through all the hassle of winning the game when you can farm? Am I right? I mean, look at all this fun he's having. Look at him. Okay, now I think the brain will function. There you go. Sells the Stout Shield, and now he's ready to fight. how annoying of his team to fight without him. You could go, there we go. So yeah, not sure what the Juggernaut taking a bit of hits from the tower. If you are being hit by a tower, you can just hit one of your creeps and the tower aggro will reset. Experience in favor of the dire side by about 4k, gold by 5k, so that's pretty sizable lead by the dire side. One of the reasons I think would be the Hand of Midas that's on this Faceless Void, keeping him ahead of everyone, as well as the Wind Ranger and the few fights that they've won. Let's look at the two teams. Invoker looks like he's going to go for double stages. Mask tells me he's going to be an Orchid. Okay, Orchid's fine, good item on him, I suppose.
Invisibility.
Rubik, does he have any spells? Yeah, he does steal the Cold Snap, that's good. Looks like I'm kind of worried about. Oh, Magnus actually has the Blink Dagger, didn't see that coming. And Dazzle doesn't grave himself despite having the opportunity. Chronosphere comes out, beautiful Chronosphere, going to probably kill everyone. They are going to lose. Omnislash comes up, but Omnislash against creeps is not that great. Cold Snap Stone again, and looks like not much is going to come out from this Juggernaut right now. Juggernaut, I don't know what he's building, but I think he's building towards his own death. Oh, nice! Ice Short plus Snowball combination kills two of them, and they do lose the Juggernaut in the end. Versus Wind Ranger coming from the back line. This Rubik just Snowball in. He tends to do that a few times this game. And can they kill? They do kill the Tuskar. Oh dear, Tuskar is going to go for the Guardian Graves. Okay, and Bristleback is here. Are they able to get the kill? Beautiful Chakra comes out on two of them, but I don't think they'll be able to burst him down. Grave is available if Dazzle chooses to use it, but they decide. Oh, Snowball walks in. Still, maybe the Grave is not going to come out. He needs to Grave himself. He needs to Grave. There we go. Graves himself is safe now. The armor, the weave coming out very late. I'm not sure why Dazzle decides to use his weave so late. You want to use it as early as you can to fight, because it builds up over time. So the longer the fight goes on, the better weave gets, and the earlier you cast it, the better. Alright, that was a lot of action coming out, but looks like the Radiant were able to take the advantage from it. I'm gonna go back and see what the heroes are doing. Juggernaut, I don't know what he's building, but like I said, the best item for them to build, for the Juggernaut to build, and the Tuskar Silver Edge, but Tuskar is also building towards the Guardian Greaves. I like this choice. I do feel like they need Silver Edge at some point though. Oh, so, looks like they might be able to get the kill on the Magus here. No mana, and he's gonna fall. Weave comes out, a bit excessive if you ask me. Bristleback has the Vanguard, so he's gonna be a bit of a tanky guy. What's it gonna make after this? We'll have to wait and see. And Dazzle has the Arcane Boot, maxing out the heal. Good spell, but I feel like a second point in the Grave is gonna be useful because he's gonna need. Oh wait, what was that? Sorry, top line. Snowball still available for the Rubik. Arcane Boots, good boots, and he's gonna go for Force Staff later. I like the mobility. Force Staff is one of the best items on Rubik. Force Staff, Blink Dagger, that sort of things. You might consider getting Aghanim's later, but I don't think there's any big spells that you really want to steal apart from, like maybe Omni Slash is a really good ultimate. The rest of the spells are good though. You have Grave, you have Snowball, Ice Shards. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff for the Rubik to steal. Even if he gets an Aghanim's, I think it can be worth it. I'm not sure if it's going to be very worth it though. Alright. Magnus, looks like he's going to consider building towards the Force Staff as well. Oh dear, is he gonna. Nope, doesn't RP. I thought I might RP to get that kill, but they decide it's not worth it. Ogre McGee also has Arcane. Oh, great. Chronosphere comes out on two people. Can they get the kill here? They haven't killed anyone. Looks like the Void might not make it out with this one alive. And he is gonna fall. His teammates not able to back him up quite yet. Omnislash comes out. Rubik is gonna fall. Rubik not having the best game. He's 2-1-5, but he's a support, so it's kind of expected for him to have a record that's not that great. Still, 2-5, slightly excessive, I think, at this point. He's dying once every what, 4 minutes, I'd say. That's not very good. But the Force Staff is gonna help him out a little. Faceless Void, what's he building? He died before using his mines. That's very bad timing for him. RP is available. This is gonna be a good RP if they come out. Aghanim's is on the Wind Ranger. Looks like she's gonna go for crit. Magus going in, RP on 2 people. That's good spin. Oh no, he steals the Squirrel Spray, and looks like we might be losing the Rubik again. Magus falls as well, and meanwhile, the backlines, the Wind Ranger doing a lot of work. Nice Grave coming out of the Dazzle, and can they kill this Wind Ranger? Wind Ranger probably gonna fall. Yeah, she's dead. There's no way they can make it out of this alive, or can she? Snowball comes out in the last second, hits her, and she's out of Wind Run. She's out of luck. What about the Faceless Void? Does it have the time lapse? Not time lapse. What's it called? Time walk. It's in the end. It's a 3. It's a 0-3, I think. Great trade for the Radiant side. Is there a fight recap coming? I'd like it. Thank you very much. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Dire got anything out of it. They lost the tower and they gave away 3 kills. 15 and 30 to 13 is the score. Things ain't looking so good for Team Dire at the moment. Yeah, and you can see that Radiant taking like 7k experience gold swing, experience swing, and 5k gold swing. Alright, no RP, no chrono. Oh, Chronosphere is available. A good, shouldn't be that hard to get a good chrono. They kind of clump up quite a bit this Dire side. It's very important though that they try to get the Dazzle as well as the Invoker, because those 2 heroes can fight very well outside of the Chronosphere. Late Fury on the Rubik. Late Fury, not really that great because Rubik is has so little HP that he can be bursted down. But still, the extra magic immunity helps keep him alive a little. We have engagement here. By the way, everyone is here except the Wind Ranger. She's still top. Does she have a TP score? She does not have a TP score. This would be a very good time for the Radiant to take a fight because Wind Ranger isn't coming to help her team. It's 20 minutes in the game. Okay, Tuskar. Okay, nice Tornado. Very nice Tornado. Can they get the kill? And Spin comes out. And no mana for the Chronosphere. Looks like they lose Rubik as well. Rubik is 2 and 7. Very unfortunate. Magnus doesn't have his RP available. Thing is though, what's going to do with now decides to wisely go back. Another 3-0 trade. I don't think Magnus should do anything, just go back. They do get the bottom tier 1 thanks to the Wind Ranger, but it's a very hollow trade that they do. Now the Radiant thing is pushing in. Okay, Magnus needs to just throw out the shockwave. That's all he can do, because if he dies, it's hugely detrimental to the team. Yes, cool. A nice job by the Dazzle throwing Weep early, gives them some armor, and now they can just try to push. Rubik needs to be a bit careful. Okay, the EMP is a very good steal though. If he can combine it with Chronosphere or anything else. Looks like Invoker has a Ghost Walk. Not walked yet on him. Nice items coming out for the Radiant side. Guardian Greed as well as the Crimson Guard going to be very useful to reduce the damage, especially for someone like Wind Ranger who attacks very fast. The Crimson Guard's ability is going to be very useful. Alright, Magnus being slowed, but do they have any sort of vision? They could, by the way, you can Chronosphere to reveal the Invoker. Chronosphere shows NV people. I'm not sure if he wants to do that though, because it's kind of a hard guess. Where is the Invoker will be the question. Bristleback doing quite a bit of damage. Nice Tornado coming out here, catches pretty much 4 people from the Dire side. The double EMP is beautiful to look at, but doesn't really. Basically, it stops everyone from fighting. Effects. See, it looks like Bristleback is going back to base. He has no mana at all. Yep, and experience 5k for the Radiant, gold about 3k for them as well. Okay, Chronosphere comes out. Where is the Dazzle? Where is the Dazzle? Ooh, almost pushes him. Dazzle not far enough. Sorry, not close enough to get that grave off. Not sure where he was exactly, but either way, that was a bit of a costly issue. Does drop a nice ward to give them vision. You can drop the ward here, but if you drop it here, it's more likely to be dewarded. So I like that he put the ward here. There's not much warding coming out from the Dire side. There's one more here. Who planted this one? It is by the Ogre Magia. Okay. Rubik still trying to farm that. 4 staff's gonna help him out a lot. Faceless Void now has the Maelstrom. Should try to find something to mice as soon as he can. And it looks like Roshan's probably gonna fall in a matter of seconds. Well, longer seconds than I expected. But yeah, Rubik's not buying wards, and they do need, I think they have quite a lot of wards. Yeah, they have 4 wards in stock for the Dire side, so you know, it's like, yeah, it's good that you guys are farming items, but wards are so useful, and not keeping up with the ward game is very detrimental to the team. Aegis on the faces void. He can play a bit more YOLO if he chooses to now. He's still no, he's not doing on network. Juggernaut exceeding him on network. Juggernaut has this Sanjin Yasha, but it's like, yeah, Sanjin Yasha is great, but you need to get that Silver Edge. I can't talk about Silver Edge enough because Faceless Void without his passives is just a big purple creep. That's literally all he is. I mean, imagine if Faceless Void uses his Chronosphere and then he has his Time Walk on cooldown. What is he then? So I just feel like Silver Edge is so good this game, and yet no Silver Edge coming out. Oh, okay. They see it, Rubik. No, he was able to. He won that small warding ward that they had going on. We'll have to wait and see what Tuskar's gonna make now. If he makes, he can still make a Silver Edge for himself. They have no vision here though, so this is somewhat of a wasted sentry because there's no Observe Ward to get rid of. Looks like Juggernaut is going to continue with his trend and probably just going to go for either Manta, maybe a Lincoln. I don't think it's going to be Lincoln's though, or possibly a Skadi. Skadi seems most likely. Skadi at least is okay for the team. And Bristleback is going to go for the Blade Mail. Mobility items coming out from the dire side. Magnus with his Force Staff, Rubik with his Force Staff, Ogre McGee, not sure what he's making. Agams and Ogre Magi is so good. Oh, top lane, we have engagement here. Will the Dusk die? Dusk. Oh, Snowball's a bit soon actually. I'm not really sure why he went out of his Snowball so fast when he had backup coming. It's like, why would you do that? You had your Snowball. So that was a very odd choice by the Tuskar. Okay, might have a continued engagement here. And they do see the Invoker. Invoker's affected by the Ghost Walk from the Rubik, and looks like he's going to fall as well now. No Crimson Guard being used by the Bristleback because screw your Invoker, who cares about him? Rubik stealing the heal. Okay. Grave would have been way better, but not his choice what he steals. And trying to keep his friend alive. Rubik's gonna lose his life. He died about too long. 2 for 2 trade. We'll have to wait and see in a bit who that favors. Probably favors the Dire because they only lost support compared to the Radiant side. And I stand corrected. It does favor the Radiant more. Although this only shows the Juggernaut, the Invoker kill. Oh yeah, they didn't lose anyone else. Daedalus now up on the Wind Ranger. I was seeing her building towards it, and I was like, now I can get a chance to talk about insane damage. What more could you say on except insane damage on a Daedalus Wind Ranger? She's gonna be hitting hard. Nothing else to say really. But yeah, that was some weird moves by Tuskar. Ah yes, Tuskar did die early. It was 2 for 2 trade, and they didn't show that in the fight recap. Tuskar did die early. I don't know why he went out of his snowball. He snowballed, and then instead of waiting for his team, he just straight away used it. He has like 3 seconds of launch time to stay alive. Dazzle, I like that he has the urn. I like the medallion. I like his items very much. This Dazzle. Faceless Void actually kills the Invoker. I imagine he used the Sphere. Yes, he did. Now the question is, can they get the kill? Dazzle also falls. Engagements coming out everywhere. And can they kill the Faceless Void? Faceless Void is probably gonna die. So they trade Invoker. Oh dear, Faceless Void. Come on. It's Faceless Void. What people? Just. But it's only an Aegis Faceless Void. Magnus is available to use his RP. He should probably force step, and if he can't, Tuskar is gonna die, and we might have to lose. We might lose the Bristleback as well. Good heal coming out from the Rubik, keeping everyone alive, and Magnus probably wants to skewer him back. Just skewer him. Not sure why he's. There he goes. I thought he would skewer him all the way here, and that would have been weird. So huge loss for the Dire side. They lost the Invoker, they lost the Tuskar, they lost the Bristleback. Juggernaut made out of there alive, but not that much of a victory. 2020 is the score. The Juggernaut is gonna go for the Skadi build. Again, I am okay with it. Although I'm not sure where is, how did he buy it? Well, how can it be in his stash? Must have been on the courier and he moved it to the stash, I guess. That's weird. Another thing that we didn't talk about is that you can use Empower on the Wind Ranger or the Faceless Void Wind Ranger with Empower. That is very scary. I mean, it's only level 3 now, but once it's level 4, it's gonna be even more damage coming out from him. Scary, scary for the Wind Ranger, if you ask me. Looks like we might have a BKB coming out from the Faceless Void. Now the question is, what does BKB block this game? Well, the answer is blocks pretty much everything, obviously. Everything from Invoker, I think, is blocked from BKB. The Juggernaut has the Blade Fury, which is physical damage. Everything else that he has is magical, so that's blocked. Tuskar, the Walrus Punch, goes through BKB. Bristleback, I believe the Cold Spray goes to BKB, but you can't target anyone with Viscous Nasal Goo, so okay. Dazzle Weave, it goes through BKB, and Shadow Force. Oh, okay, you might be able to save him. Nice heal coming out. Should use his weave actually. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. That was a bit hasty of him, and surprisingly, Dazzle. Yeah, there, smart move. Healing himself, and just gonna TP. I don't know if that's gonna happen though. That was a slightly wishful thinking. And Facebook could probably just time walk out here again. Okay, Tusk can get the kill. Tusk is by himself. There's also engagement happening. Looks like the Invoker's gonna be fine. Meanwhile, the Tusk is he gonna be fine? I don't think so. Crimson Guard still hasn't been used this game because why would you? Juggernaut might be in a bit of trouble. Faceless Void has time walk available in 2 seconds. He's going to use it. He should probably use it. He is using it. And now they're going to go. Crimson Guard finally being used by the Bristleback. Turner comes out, gonna stop all this aggression that's coming out. And EMP does not latch, but Shackle Shot does beautiful RP on 2 people. And Juggernaut looks like he's in trouble. Might be a team wipe actually. No, Juggernaut's gonna make it out of this alive. Dazzle has died and came back to life. Invoker with that support for his team. Bristleback has brought back, but really, Bristleback hasn't done much this game anyway, so it's not like his buyback is suddenly gonna scare the dire side. Beautiful ward coming out here. RP, jumping by 9 skewers him back. They destroy the Dazzle. Dazzle just getting blown up way too ahead of his team. Ice charge, but what's it gonna do really? They already lost their racks. They might be losing a bit more, and Juggernaut falls. Now Bristleback default is going to be a dieback. Things going tits up for the Radiant side, and can they get the kill? No, they can't get the kill. He's gonna go for it. Tuskar does get the kill on the Ogre Magic, but he loses his life. It's team wipe coming out. Worth it, apparently, is being said, and yeah, it is an extremely bad exchange for Team Radiant. Team Radiant loses a whole racks. I mean, the fight started like over here, and continued over here. Then there was some killing being done here. Then they took the Raxes. Then someone bought back. Nasty business. And yeah, you'll see this reflected in the graph. Shut up, shoot back down. 14k experience for the Dire. 16-17k for in terms of gold. It is not looking good for Team Radiant. Can Team Radiant make a comeback? No. It doesn't look like it, really. The late game doesn't favor the Radiant, and the problem is they have no real big initiation unless they can catch someone like a Tornado EMP and jump him. But is that really what you want to do? Okay, Rubik going in with the plays, gets pushed out by the ice shards. He was caught in the chrono, and he just gets pushed out of there. Okay, and they are able to kill the Faceless Void. Can they steal anything? He steals a snowball. That's something. They kill the Tuskar. Rubik gets blown up by the Juggernaut. Juggernaut now. Crimson Guard finally being used. About time. And Spin coming out from Juggernaut, but it's not going to do that much damage. His physical attack probably does more. Crimson Guard for both teams apparently is available. Oh, it's alright, just for the Team Radiant. And now they want to try to get a kill on the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger can just BKB and get out of there. Oh, look at that damage. He needs to show her his rear. Otherwise, he's going to die. And they lose the mid-racks as well. So they lose 3, they lose their racks, they get 2 kills, but it is so not worth it. Juggernaut, I mean, he's just being controlled so well in these fights. Juggernaut against Void is a very scary matchup for the Juggernaut because you have to avoid his Chronosphere, then you can man fight him. Graphs continuing to plummet. So how can Radiant make a comeback? It's hard to say smoke gank, you know, because the Dire are just gonna stick up and go as 5. So you could try to smoke gank though and try to leave a ward here and attack them from you know, you try to do the backdoor move. You try to attack them not here, but you try to attack them somewhere around here, and before they group up. Like right now would be a good time when you can see that, you know, the Wind Ranger is by herself. There's 3 people here by themselves. Magnus is by himself. This would be a good time to try and get a smoke gank and a kill, but it's hard, and they should try to do this, and they should try to go top, because there's no way that the Dire are going to go anywhere else. They're not going to go bottom, they're not going to go mid, but Juggernaut still concerned with his farming, not bothering with buyback. Mid lane also, they're trying to get some farm going. It's not the way to get back into the game. Invoker has completely given up on his existence. It's very difficult situation to be in, but yeah, a smoke into top lane. You know, you leave a ward here, you leave a ward maybe here, you try to find one pick off, 1 or 2 would stop the push. But when one of your teammates is giving up, there's really very little to do except wait to lose, basically. Double ice shards, that's going to control the battlefield for both teams, and very douchey move by the Invoker to just stop playing. I find that to be a very unfair thing that he's doing to his team, but they're just going to have to deal with it. Unfortunate for them. Okay. And Rubik has the Glimmer Cape, so that's going to be very good. Oh, big ultimate coming up from Juggernaut. There's quite a bit of damage, and we see the good Chronosphere. Snowball comes in. They do kill the Faceless Void. This fight might not be so bad. And Tusk is gonna fall. Oh, RP on 3 people. Nice cooler back as well. Does have as well. Uses his refresher orb, but it's not gonna be enough. And buyback coming out. 2 buybacks. Can they kill Bristleback? Bristleback so far alive. And nice Grave coming out. Oh God, they're doing it. Liquid is doing it, and they is able to kill the Wind Ranger. What about Rubik? Can he kill Rubik? Rubik probably gonna kill the Ice Shards, yes. And Rubik might fall. He's hung out a bit too long. Juggernaut needs to get 1 slice on him. Gets him. All the while, Invoker's not doing anything. Nah. See, this is what I mean. The game's not over. They took a fight. They took a team. They team wiped the Dire. 4 on 5. Yes, they used buyback, but they were able to do it. And Invoker, if he was there, he could have helped them out. So I feel very much for the Radiant side that they were able to take that fight without Invoker. It's something, you know. It gives them a bit of hope, and that's why I don't like seeing this in games when people just quit. Juggernaut has the Basher. That's one of the things that he has to go through BKB, but I don't know if that's gonna be helpful. Blink Dagger comes out from the Tuskar. Blink Dagger also comes out from the Rubik. Okay, I'm like, I still don't feel the Blink Dagger. I would have felt the Silver Edge, but I don't feel the Blink Dagger too much. Very difficult, of course, for the Radiant to defend against this. Looks like Dazzle wants to make Glimmer Cape. Very good item. Unfortunately, it doesn't work inside the Chronosphere, so it's okay. It's something. MKB comes out on the Wind Ranger. I don't think there's any evasion on the Dire side, on the Radiant side, that she needs to worry about, but still more damage is always good. Blade Mail is available on the Bristleback. Like I said, Bristleback has, for me, he's there. I don't really notice him too much. Invoker has finally DC'd. If I were them, I'd pause and be like, let him get that abandon. You know, just don't win the game, just give him that abandon. Because he deserves it for his actions. Yeah, Rubik, not much to talk about. Ogre Magi does have the Crimson Guy. I feel like he had it for some time now. Only 2 points of Fire Blast. Very odd build coming out of the Ogre Magi. I guess that he wants to use the Bloodlust for his Void, but still. Refresher on the Magus. Last fight he tried to use it, but he didn't actually have enough mana. At least I didn't see double RP. I saw him refresh, but I didn't see double RP. Raises Void, tons of damage items. Too long to go through them. And alright, can they get a kill here? Last time there was no Chronosphere, that was the big game changer. And good amount of armor coming here. Rubik jumps in, throws the lift. And might be in a bit of trouble. Glimmer capes himself. Alright. What's gonna happen now? Dire side slowly well, not slowly, they just take the tower. And now they're gonna go for the Faceless Void. It could be KB if he wants to. Chronosphere comes out just a second too late. and he does take the Omni Slash to the face. Beautiful job done so far. Okay, but can they keep this momentum up? They don't have any. Wow, Razor buys back, and one RP comes out. Does he have enough money? Has Refresher Orb? Is he gonna make another one? Refresher Orb, double RP comes out, hits 2 people on both times, and they are gonna be able to get a couple of kills. Juggernaut buys back, and now Blade Mail did some work, but not enough to kill the Magnus. And someone's using the Invoker finally, but they are able to kill the Magnus. Can they kill the Ogre Magi? I don't know if it'll be worth it, honestly. Spin comes out from the Rubik. Okay, and looks like. I mean, this is a buyback from the Juggernaut, so it's not like he's going to be able to do so much. Tusk is available, is here to rose out the Ice Shot, and Wind Ranger really wants this kill. Power Shot? Oh, not enough damage to kill him. But it might be enough damage. They do have enough damage to kill the Tuskar, and I think they're just going to go for the Raxes now. Maxes. Look at how fast this Void attacks. Well, he attacks very fast if he has his Master Bandits on. And this is pretty much it, I guess. There's no way the Dire, sorry, the Radiant can come back from this. The spin comes out from the Rubik. That was a bit odd, but doesn't really matter. They have Mega Creeps. Ooh, Juggernaut. Is he gonna do it? This is a buyback from. Oh, not enough. The grave too far away from to grave him, and game is pretty much over. A Fortify comes out. That's not gonna do anything. Again, I like the effort by the Dire side. Rubik, you're the guy who submitted the game. I feel like your work you could improve a little bit, but you did okay. Just play a bit more Rubik and you'll get a bit better. And that's my cast. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Thank you for watching, and that's all.